Good evening, Gills fans, and welcome back once again to Gills in the Blood TV. Tonight is part 2 of my series regarding potential new signings. There is still no official retained list today. We've heard one more drip of information, which is Henry Newcombe, young goalkeeper who only signed his first professional contract this time last year. He has now been released. But as I say, there is nothing official from the football club. Saturday is the deadline now. We are in a race against time. Doing everything last minute, it seems, as seems to be the case for most stuff that we do at the moment. So tonight we are looking at potential signings, and the area we are looking at tonight is midfield. Right, the first person who I am going to have a look at is Brentford defensive midfielder, just been released, Alan McCormack, 32 years old. Can play central defensive midfield, can also operate at right back, so would provide versatility. Has played over 120 games for Southend in the Football League, and more recently has played over 150 games for Swindon and Brentford, his most recent club. In total, he has over 350 league appearances. Last season he played 12 times for Brentford, didn't score any goals, and in 2015-16 in the Championship, 29 appearances. So obviously he's been moved on, not been offered a new contract, so it may be a case that he wants to step down and get more football matches under his belt. I'm sure he's not happy of only playing 41 times in 2 seasons. At his age, he probably just wants to be on the football pitch as much as possible. He was described a couple of years ago by the Coventry Telegraph as a no-nonsense, tough tackling midfielder. Something that we definitely need. I don't think we have that type of player, except for maybe Aaron Morris, who sadly missed all of last season with a anterior cruciate ligament injury. So it remains to be seen whether he will come back quite the same player. He was Brentford Supporters Player of the Year in 2013-14, and he also got in the League One Player Team of the Season in that same campaign. So that is my first potential target, Alan McCormack. The second person on my list is Ryan Donaldson, who has been released by Plymouth Argyle this summer. A little bit surprising for me. He's only been there a year, and he's helped him get into League One. But yeah, he is available. 26 years old, can play from either side, right midfield or left midfield. So again, would provide good versatility and a couple of options. He played 33 times this season just gone, scoring 2 goals and providing 2 assists. And weirdly enough, his stats were exactly the same in 2015-16 for Cambridge United. He boasts over 170 senior appearances to his name. Started off at Newcastle as a kid, but that didn't quite work out, so he dropped into non-league. And he gained promotion into the Football League in 2013-14 with Cambridge United. And again, obviously, like I've already mentioned, he has helped Plymouth get promoted from League 2 into League 1 this season, just gone. 2014 FA Trophy final, he scored 2 goals and was named Man of the Match. And he also got Man of the Match and scored in the Conference Playoff final of 2014, which helped Cambridge back into the Football League. So that is the second name on my list. That is Plymouth midfielder Ryan Donaldson. Name number 3 is Liam Trotter, just been released by Bolton Wanderers. He's helped them obviously gain promotion from League 1 into the Championship this season, and he does have pedigree in a high level in that Championship as mentioned. In 2016-17 he played 23 times and scored 3 goals. And last season, 2015-16, 25 appearances, 2 goals. So again, it looks like he might be another one that wants to go and get more game time under his belt. At 28 years old, he's probably approaching his peak years as a midfielder, so he want to be playing regularly. In terms of his career, he was at Ipswich as a youngster, but it didn't really take off there for him. And it wasn't until 2010, after various loans at Millwall, Grimsby and Scunthorpe, that his career took off. But when it did, it really did, to be fair to him. He was at Millwall, our neighbours, our friends apparently. And between 2010 and 2012, he scored 15 goals in 77 appearances for them in the Championship. So that's a decent record, not to be sniffed at all. yeah, like I say, he helped after leaving Millwall. He was there for 4 years in total, I believe. He's then been at Bolton for a good couple of years, and he's proved an asset up there. Obviously, geographically, that's quite a long way from Kent, but in terms of background, he's been based further down south previously, so it might be someone that might want to come back down this way. So yeah, that is the third name on my list, central midfielder Liam Trotter. Name number 4 tonight is Ruben Lamz, who has just been released by Coventry upon their relegation from League One into League Two. Some might say, why are we targeting someone that's been relegated? But only 22 years of age and grew up in the Tottenham Hotspur Academy, so he's had a good grounding in terms of his upbringing. He was there for a fair while, but it didn't work out, and in 2014 he left there to join a Swedish club at Vidabergs. I hope that's the best my pronunciation is going to be. So he went out there for a while, had a short spell before returning to Tottenham, and then in the summer of 2015 he was released and he joined Coventry on a 2-year deal after impressing then manager Tony Mowbray. In 2015-16 he played 32 times, scored twice and provided 2 assists. And don't forget, this was in a Coventry side that was very, very good for the first part of that season, similarly to us. They sadly imploded in the second half of the season and drifted out of the promotion race. And in 2016-17, in a struggling side that ultimately got relegated quite comfortably, played 37 times, scoring 5 and assisting 4. So it's by no means a bad record. At 22 years of age, he's already scored 7 career goals and provided 6 assists. Can play anywhere across sort of the attacking midfield position, so to speak. So right hand side, left hand side, or attacking midfield. So would provide some very good options in an attacking sense. So that is name number 4 for you. That is Ruben Lamz. Right, last but by no means least is Stefan Kugel, who has recently been released by a League One champion Sheffield United. 24 years old, can play attacking midfield or from the left-hand side. Excuse me. He played 29 times last season as the Blades won the League One championship, scoring 5 goals and providing 2 assists. Started off his career at Livingston up in Scotland. Did well up there, played over 70 times, and then actually got linked to Premier League sides Arsenal and Swansea after being nominated for the Scottish First Division Player of the Year in 2012-2013. Didn't end up going to them 2 sides, but he joined Sheffield United in 2014 on a 3.5-year deal. And he's played over 75 times for them in League One, so he's by no means inexperienced. He's got good pedigree at this level. Like I say, 29 appearances last time out. Season before, 2015-16 in League One. Played 26 times with 2 goals and 2 assists. Still at a very good age, provides versatility. Northern base might be a bit of an issue, but I think it's someone we should target. And I think he's most famous for scoring for Sheffield United in their 5-3 FA Cup semi-final defeat to Hull in 2015. So that is the final one on my list, Stefan Kugel. Right, as I said last night, I will repeat it again. Obviously, these are mere suggestions. I don't know anything. I'm by no means in the know. It's just a bit of fun. Again, it's just me trawling through release lists, retained lists, and trying to come up with some names that perhaps are attainable and achievable in terms of wages and geography, etc. Don't expect any of you to agree with them. If you did, that would be quite boring, to be quite frank. So drop a comment, give us feedback. Please keep liking, subscribing, and pushing us on in terms of subs. It's been absolutely brilliant, the support. I keep saying it, I keep repeating myself. I know I sound like Adrian Pennock, but thank you again, and until next time, up the Gills.